Hello, John Siddique here, and it's a very exciting day for me. I just wanted to make a little video blog as I'm going along through the day, so we'll see how that turns out. But I've been asked to create a model looking at meditation, reflection, and self-care for schools, for primary schools. And it's just such an amazing opportunity because today I'm going to be working with teachers the whole day. I'm kind of going to run it like a little day retreat, but it's just to introduce them into the concept's not the right word, as you know, but into presence, into kind of what's actually in them. And I know that there'll be kind of the accretions of kind of old stuff and people kind of clinging to their views and all that sort of thing. So the real kind of area of thought has been, or reflection for me has been kind of, how can I sort of work with that? And of course the answer is very simple. It's just to literally be the space of presence in the room myself. That's really what I want to impart to them, that in order to kind of work with kids, because I'm going to be working for the next 6 months now, a day a month, working with every child in the school. If we try to impose something, if we try to kind of add something on to somebody, if we try to say, no, what you believe is wrong, then really, and even they might be wrong, or they might be, by wrong, I mean kind of very caught up in an egoic mind stream. But the way to deal with it is not kind of head-to-head headbutting. If it's destructive or sort of harming to somebody, you can kind of find a way to say something. Always find a way to say something, but it has to come from the heart. It has to come from presence. It has to come from love. And so the whole point of today is just to kind of remind people of what they know already, in a way, even though they may not know that they know it. They may be ignorant of what they know, and kind of bring them back to their hearts, their real human, emotional and spiritual hearts. So I've worked quite a few days recently on this, so that I can kind of almost kind of throw the plan away. So I have a kind of rough shape to the day, but I need to just kind of let go of that now, and be present myself, and let God, let life, let the universe do its work, through this little vehicle that is John Siddique. And we're each the vehicle, we're each the vehicle for life. It's just really wonderful to be allowed to turn up. So I'm going to go into the school. Hopefully they've got some decent coffee on, because it's just teachers and support staff today. I've got them the whole day, and I'll check in with you when I can. I'm going to try, when we have breaks, to kind of make another sort of few minutes of video, and just kind of bring you up to date. Lots of love, and speak to you in a little while. So welcome to the classroom that I'm working in, only that it's not school children today, it's actually the teachers themselves. So I have 18, 20 teachers, and it's it's really interesting to try to talk about such a thing that can't be spoken about and to kind of turn that into a way of working with young people, with working with themselves. As I said at the beginning of this video, I've been working on a kind of a way of modelling, a way of kind of creating some steps that will bring more presence to the classroom, both for the teachers, for the kids, and that will bring a sense of kind of directional movement of meeting our own life and beginning to kind of align ourselves with kind of what is true in us. And yeah, apart from my usual trick of trying to say too much in a way, because with a group of people who've never meditated before, nobody's done any yoga, that there isn't the kind of the background stuff that we sometimes take for granted. So you're starting from a kind of a very humble place. And of course, the only thing that will see us through is to actually sort of meet it with presence ourselves. I'm really blessed that there's no resistance, that there's no kind of you know, somebody kind of forcefully pushing their opinion or anything like that. I mean, you do get that when you kind of work with groups a lot of the time. And of course, that's coming out of fear. So there are ways of kind of working with that. Yeah, but it's been really quite amazing to talk about, you know, some of the kind of stuff that's closest to our hearts and that's real, and try to just kind of to really demonstrate that there's nothing to be convinced of here, that everything is based in reality and truth. And that's the beautiful thing. It's this, that it's not about being a spiritual person in any way. It's that when we hear the truth simply told, although a bit long-windedly with me, as you know, that when the truth is actually told by somebody who's living from that truth themselves, as best they can, and then meeting their slippages with presence and awareness and love, that it communicates itself, you know. But we do have to sort of deliver some things that can be kind of shaped around. So that's really, really interesting for me. But it's so wonderful to not be teaching writing. I just couldn't do that anymore so much. I still do a little bit, you know, but you know, I think those days are kind of really kind of coming to their end in a lot of ways, and I just want to kind of meet people in the heart. And you can do that with the writing stuff too. You just turn up and run your session in presence. You don't need to say anything, but it's just that was part of my life for such a long time that I just need a kind of little rest from there, and a kind of a different experience through this physical form. So, and I've no doubt that it will kind of, well, it has already started to kind of sneak in other ways, and kind of, but from a more wholesome place, you know. So I've got 2 more hour-long sessions now, 3rd session with the teachers, and then I'm working with support staff, and then there's a final sort of half-hour session for questions, final reflections and stuff like that. So and then I'll be back in the school in a few weeks, and I begin working with the young people themselves, and just creating, well, handing it to them in a way, and kind of giving them these simple tools, and just being a kind of guide, really. So bless you. I'll check in again with you at the end. When I'm done here, I have to run into Bradford City Centre, because I'm working with Bradford Literature Festival and the Royal Literary Fund and Waterstones, and I'm going to be running a reading group, so if you're interested in that, I'll make a little video about that quite soon, but starting from the 21st of September, but you can join at any point on Thursday mornings from 10:30 till noon. I'm going to be running a reading group with a difference, which is about not having any homework, but that we read a text, a short story in the session, and then discuss it, and then we look at a couple of poems, drink some coffee, and just generally thoroughly have a lovely time, which sounds terrible. What a terrible thing. Anyway, I'll speak to you after the next session. Well, I'm home, and it was such a hard drive home. The traffic was just bonkers, absolutely bonkers, all the way from Bradford right the way through to Hebden was just solid. And yeah, I think, you know, the summer holidays are definitely over and everything's back. So yeah, I'm going to have a little bath in a minute, but I thought I would just check in with you. It's been the most astonishing day. So in the afternoon, we meditated again. We talked about lots of things, about working with children with ADHD, about how to be simply in presence in your work, and it was just so moving, really. If you can just imagine kind of 18, 20 teachers all just meditating together and taking part in reflective practices and coming into their hearts, men and women, and sort of being in the beauty of being together, being a community together in a way that was not based on opinion, on ego, based on the usual kind of identities that we live through, but actually just being a community of the heart, and then having this incredible work to do in working with children, in serving them with education, and to kind of come at that from a place of truth inside yourself. Changes everything so much. And the head teacher was right there with us, meditating along. I mean, how often do you get something like that? Yeah. So, and I've just been basically meditating all day, or kind of in presence all day. So the tiredness is just physical from getting up at 6 o'clock this morning, and then driving, and then, you know, physically being in a sort of school environment all day, and then kind of a really protracted drive home with a stop at Waterstones, Bradford, to check on the space for my book group, which starts on the 21st of September. So more about that soon. Yours truly, as you can see, is tired, but I hope you're really, really well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please do so if you feel inclined, and it would really you know, just be wonderful to be able to engage with you a little bit more as a subscriber. Yeah, if you have any comments or any thoughts, please, you know, let me know how you're getting on, and leave me a comment down below. And lots of love to you as always, and more soon. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful evening, wherever you are.